PPP, yeah, son, all the way. On the year, peace, perfect peace.
As I often say, politics is something very serious. Government is an undertaking that is even more serious. And so we want to proceed on a very, very serious note. That I am here this morning to dedicate myself to a cause that is a crucial prerequisite for lasting peace and prosperity. A crusade against corruption and an undying commitment to fundamental change in Ghana. This is not just political talk. I am here to make a personal commitment to the principle of incorruptible leadership in a very practical sense. I am here to challenge all the other presidential candidates to make a firm commitment to the principles of incorruptible leadership as well. Incorruptible leadership is practical leadership that cannot be perverted, bribed, or corrupted. It is honest and just. It is this incorruptible integrity that I'm referring to. Ladies and gentlemen, there are simple, concrete solutions to address the issue of corruption in Ghanaian society. The PPP is the only political party committed to implementing these solutions with a sense of urgency. The NDC and the MPP have proven in the Fourth Republic that they are not interested in implementing the following specific actions that the PPP commits itself to take care of in the war against corruption. Number one, separate the Office of Attorney General from the Ministry of Justice to remove partisan politics from deciding whether to prosecute anyone for alleged offenses against the state and the people of Ghana. Number two, change the Constitution to allow the people to elect all district assembly members and district, municipal, metropolitan chief executives to ensure local accountability and rapid development in one term of office. The NDC proposal to nominate 5 candidates to stand for these positions is an insult to the intelligence of the Ghanaian people. What is the point of a rigged election? Every Ghanaian with a desire to change his or her local community must be allowed to nominate himself or herself for the office of chief executive. This constitutional change is critical. It's critical to the progress of our nation. The NDC and MPP have resisted pursuing this constitutional change because they want to preserve control over local budgets. It's not that they are interested in the welfare of the people. They want to ensure that they can reward their foot soldiers with treats from the state coffers. The PPP is the only party with the courage to tell the truth about the necessity for this reform for the benefit of all Ghanaians, and the promise to make a firm commitment to change these laws within our first term in office. And number three, abolish the constitutional provision that allows ministers of state to also serve as members of parliament, because ministers of state should be the most competent Ghanaians available for the jobs required. Members of parliament should be dedicated solely to their task as representatives of their constituencies in parliament. This essential amendment, this essential constitutional amendment, will reduce the number of ineffective career politicians in executive government and make available a large pool of qualified, experienced Ghanaian talent whose expertise is currently unused and therefore lost to Ghana. This we aim to complete in one term of office. Concurrent with this objective will be a solid determination to give Parliament the facilities and resources they need to pass good laws and scrutinize proposals submitted by the executive effectively. Ghanaians can feel assured that should they vote for the PPP to run the affairs of this country in 2013 going forward, our party will live by the dictates of the directive principles of state policy. Now, we challenge the NDC and the MPP and the other political parties to make these same commitments to the people of Ghana ahead of the December 7th elections. Ladies and gentlemen, now to a very personal commitment. I am proud to stand before you today to demonstrate my commitment to the principle of incorruptible leadership by making the following promises that I will keep before the December 7th election, not after. I will ask the Internal Revenue Service to provide me with certified true copies of my income tax returns so that I can release them to the public as soon as I file nomination papers to officially become a candidate for the 2012 presidential election. Number two, I will ask the Auditor General to provide me with certified true copies of the assets reports that I filed as a Minister of State and Member of Parliament so that I can release them to the public as soon as I file nomination papers to officially become a candidate for the 2012 presidential election. Number three, I will submit myself to a comprehensive medical examination at a health facility approved by the Ministry of Health and release the report to the public as soon as I file nomination papers to officially become a candidate for the 2012 presidential election. Number four, the PPP National Treasurer will release to the public our financial report that includes sources of funding for our national campaign, and be able to certify our compliance with the political parties law as soon as I file nominations to become officially a presidential candidate for the 2012 election. My fellow Ghanaians, we simply cannot trust, and we should never vote for any political party in Ghana that does not disclose the sources of its funding. We all need to know if people, foreign or local, would be looking for inflated contracts or judgment debts to pay back the funds they use to finance a political campaign. So I hereby throw a challenge to the presidential candidates of the NDC and the MPP and the other political parties to make and fulfill the same promises that I have made as a demonstration of their willingness to provide incorruptible leadership. Transparency, accountability, the truth, and personal discipline are needed if we want to move Ghana into a higher level of performance and give our people the opportunity to enjoy a world-class standard of living in our lifetime. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is obvious that the PPP is unique. It is the only political party that is going to the people to discuss what its people can do to unite the country, raise the quality of Ghanaian life, and solve the problems that confront us. No insults, no disrespect, no inciting people to violent behavior, yet aggressively organizing and gaining strength from community to community. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no better Ghana anywhere. While people sit in air-conditioned offices and media houses to engage in endless arguments over statistics, the people out there are expressing their anger at the slow pace of development. The people are tired of poverty in all its forms. Disease-infected water that they drink, dangerous roads, low quality of education, poor housing, preventable diseases, and very, very high unemployment. If we do not take care, many of our people will simply get tired of voting, lose faith in the democratic form of government, and take matters into their own hands. Out there in the country, there is no hope for a better Ghana. Ghanaians are looking for redemption, and the PPP has made itself abundantly available, running to the rescue of the people. And this is the true character of the PPP. Once again, respect, discipline, positive energy, and committed to incorruptible leadership. So that's what we're talking about. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are many good reasons why Ghanaians should support me, Papa Kwesi Nduom, to become president come this December 7th election. I have discussed already the important commitments that I'm making to wage a relentless war against corruption. Competence is the next key ingredient that the leader in Ghana must have. Experience, it is said, is the best teacher. We ask Ghanaians to examine and compare the family lives, private sector experience, public service records of all presidential candidates and vote for the best. What I'm saying to you is that character, attitude, self-discipline matter. They matter.
All matter. All matter.
For the avoidance of doubt, let me emphasize the point that our current government systems and culture, they enable corruption to fester. It is the Jewish Torah that sermonizes, and I'm quoting it, that he who leaves the pantry door open for the mouse to steal the cheese is the one responsible and accountable for the theft. If the system is bad, it is the responsibility of the leaders to fix it and not just throw up their hands and blame their subordinates. I, Papa Kwesi Nduom, I'm asking Ghanaians to give me the opportunity to fix our current government systems, to root out corruption from our society. We are saying it is now time to join hands and usher in a new, truly inclusive government led by the Progressive People's Party, a government where all the best people, regardless of political affiliation, are appointed to manage the affairs of our nation. A government that directly supports Ghanaian businesses to take over our local economy. But to make it happen, the PPP is offering incorruptible leadership and a relentless war on state-sponsored corruption. So long as the NDC or MPP do not make the pledges to amend the Constitution and provide full transparency on their presidential candidates, it does not matter whether NDC or MPP wins this election. You will get the same result because you will not have incorruptible leadership. Do not make that mistake again. Your future depends on waking up and fighting for an incorruptible future. We say to Ghanaians, awake. Awake. All of us should be wide awake, because the PPP bright red sun is shining light on corruption. I want to thank you very much for listening to me, and God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Ghana sasi nyawo pieni. Papa sisi yawo manganiso.